managed to create.
Just absolutely phenomenal. It employed how many people at the time when it was at its heyday?
Well, in those days, I was a mere subject. I wasn't in control of anything, so I had no idea how many people were in control, but I can tell you that there were at least hundreds of people that I used to see there, many of them in military uniforms, some of them in civilian, some of them looked like they were in scientific garb. There were so many different people, and they were different at various times. I didn't see consistent people all the time, so I think they moved people around. But I figured out over the years, over the 13 years, all the people that were used in the project, I estimate there had to be between 200,000 to 300,000 subjects of the experiment, and most of them did not make it.
What do you mean they didn't make it?
Well, I was told that less than 1% survived the experimentation. When you're bombarded with electromagnetic waves and microwaves and basically traumatized and tortured, very few can survive that kind of life. And in fact, a lot of the subjects were children, and so they just didn't make it.
Children of maybe some of the people who worked there?
No, these initially they used orphans. They would use the children who were in foster care, people who they considered to be expendable and would not be missed. Then later on, as the program progressed, then they would start taking children from conventional families. There are so many kidnappings in this country, especially you notice it spiked in the 1970s and 80s, and these children were basically used for the mind control experiments. They knew, especially people with genetics of blonde hair, blue eyes, red hair, green eyes, such people have an enzyme in their genetics that allow for mind control to be more acceptable to the mind and the body.
What did they do with these children afterwards?
Well, their bodies were, those who didn't make it, their bodies were disposed of. They would burn them, bury them under the ocean. They would dispose of them in whatever manner was convenient at the time.
What about those who did make it?
Well, a lot of them, unfortunately, are in such a mental state that they're not able to function very well in society. A lot of the people that we see in mental institutions, a lot of the people that we see in prisons, many of them have been subjected to these mind control experimentations. One of the people that I did meet over the years, also connected to government, told me that he knows in a very remote area outside of Reno, Nevada, the government has a facility where they actually store some of the subjects of mind control who are being used for continuous study under the guise of it being a home for the elderly or insane.
So rather than kill them off, they have put them in this facility.
Well, yes, they need to study.
Watch them.
Yeah, they need to study the effects. How long will a person live? What will their mind be like? Will they regain their memory? It's like being a lab rat, basically, to see